Hey, everybody, it's Scott Steen with the winnersandwhiners.com coming to you with today in sports betting. Taking a look at the NFL, the Thursday night game, giving you guys an extra day heads up to make sure there's no crowd at the windows as everybody rushes up there to make their bets on the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. My God, it's another AFC North battle. I couldn't be more excited. Scott, how about you? Are you all tingly here?
Somewhat. Now, before we
You're gonna
get
be able to
into,
you're gonna be able to sleep tonight, okay, in anticipation of this Thursday game?
I might go to sleep early because nothing on television today. But yeah, it's actually funny because if we're going to be talking about two teams I don't feel that confident putting money on, I got to tell you a story that I said I was going to tell before the last video, but ended up not doing it. Probably a good thing because the last video was about an hour. But
Right.
quick question: WNBA playoffs started yesterday, so you know it's going to be good because I brought up the WNBA voluntarily.
The what?
Um, which team did we bet against for the win totals, which was the easiest cash of our lifetime?
Mystics.
So we bet against the Mystics, right? They played yesterday against the Phoenix Mercury in a single game elimination in the bubble. Do you want to guess the bet that I made?
I'm going to guess you faded the Mystics.
I took the Mystics money line at plus 180. I did a complete flip. I'm like, you know what, Mystics, let's ride. Plus
They're
180.
due.
They were up 11 after three quarters. They were up 2 with 5 seconds left.
This doesn't sound good.
Lost on a buzzer beater 3-point.
Oh, God.
So Mystics, get out of here. I've had enough. I tried to do a flip there. It looked really good for about three quarters, and then it didn't work out. But
Trying to make the hero play on the Mystics.
I was more just I looked at the line, and I wasn't a fan of how the Mercury played lately. But anyway, the point is, if you're talking about throwing your money on a team you don't like, I've done it before, and it ended very, very painfully. So just keep that in mind.
Let me tell you something. If you're going to bet this NFL game, you're going to end up putting your money on a team that you don't like.
That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, that's a quick segue there. But, yes, I tried to do a three-pick money line long shot parlay. And plus 180 was a pretty good deal considering the fact that they were winning with 5 seconds left. So, is what it is. But, yeah, anyway, so, yeah, I bet on a team I didn't like yesterday, but I liked the spot. And I feel like that might be the case in this game.
You got the Bengals and the Browns, Scott. The Bengals are a 6-point underdog here to the homestanding Browns. Minus 250 on the money line. You wanted to go that way. The total on this game has been set at 43.5. I obviously will have a premium play on this, but I've got a couple of bets that I really like in this game. So I'm going to let you start off. Well, first of all, what'd you think of the number one draft pick? What'd you think of Joe Burrow? 23 for 36, no TDs, one pick. They get have we learned anything yet against going up against this pretty good Chargers defense? Obviously without Derwin James, but always they have a solid pass rush there.
Well, the offensive line for Cincinnati was terrible the entire game.
Oh, were they or
coming around the edge?
Well, that's the question though. Is the Cincinnati line bad, or is this Chargers front just that good?
It's a mix of both. It's one thing if the Bengals are going to give up a couple of sacks. Another thing if they false start roughly 6 times in the game. That's a bad offensive line. You can't false start 6 times in one game. I mean, that's just ridiculous. But
maybe it was the crowd noise that got him.
Yeah, something the artificial crowd noise. Yeah, but overall, I thought Burrow played well considering the circumstances with a limited camp, etc. He should never attempt a shovel pass ever again. That's a separate story.
It was not his fault. That was a terrible call.
That was a terrible interception.
It was executed fine.
Yeah. Okay. The only thing I know is that he showed mobility rushing for the first touchdown, and he led a very nice final drive, which I thought was a very impressive drive. The A.J. Green push-off was iffy. You can make the argument that he should have won the game or not. But either way, the kicker missed the game tie, or you could argue they should have won the game. But, yeah, I thought Burrow looked fine. I thought that he was going to have a good year. I'm a little bit skeptical of that now because I think Cincinnati's offensive line is actually that bad. I think Hilaire will probably win Rookie of the Year. But, yeah, Burrow definitely looked the part for me in his first start in the NFL with a shortened offseason. I thought he actually looked pretty good.
All right, very good. And what did we learn about Cleveland, or did we just learn Baltimore's really good?
I think it's a mix of both. See, that was the thing, though, is that when you're factoring in coaching changes, it's kind of like what people did with the Cowboys. After McCarthy decided to go for it on 4th and 3. You looked over and you're like, oh, the Cowboys lost another close game. is Jason Garrett still the head coach? Like, it's the same result, different coach, and you're kind of wondering, did the coach really matter? You look at the Browns, and you say, oh, they got embarrassed again in the season opener. They've lost 18 straight openers or whatever the hell it is.
Right.
Maybe it's not the coach. Maybe they're just really, really bad. And the fake punt in the first half proved to me I don't even care who the coach is. They're just they just are inherently bad. So for me, I think it's a mix of both. I think Baltimore is really good. They are a really good team. And there's no doubt that they're going to be probably finishing the year with at least 13 wins. They are actually that good. Versus Cleveland, though, I thought they had a shot at maybe a playoff spot before the season started. I don't even know. 6-10. It's one thing to lose to a good team. They lost 38-6.
Yeah, very, very, very Baker Mayfield kind of day. 21-39, 189, 1-1.
I swear I've seen more Baker Mayfield commercials than touchdown passes.
I saw that tweet yesterday. As very, very true. Lamar Jackson, very efficient Lamar Jackson kind of day. 2025, 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. 94.1 QBR.
It's pretty good for a running back, right?
Not bad at all. All he does is throw touchdown passes.
All he does is play well.
He threw for 3,000 yards last year and 36 touchdown passes or something ridiculous. It was just
something like that.
So I'll tell you what I do like here. I'll give you the play that I like. I think I like the under, Scott. I think both of these teams are going to try to play ball control. Obviously, Cleveland has their two-headed monster with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. Those guys combined for 132 yards last week in a game that they probably should have been throwing the ball even more. So if they're gonna run that far behind, I think they're going to continue to run against this Cincinnati defense. Chargers were able to put up 155 yards rushing last week, 39 attempts with Eckler and Kelly. I like the under here, 43.5. I think that number's about 2.5 points high. I think it should be somewhere around 40.5, 41. Your thoughts?
I definitely think that makes sense, especially if you think that Cincinnati's offensive line is going to struggle, especially now that you have Myles Garrett come around the end instead of Joey Bosa. So there's not really much of a layoff, I'd say, in terms of talent. You have to stop, and the offensive line's not very good. And Cleveland's offense was a disaster, and you're assuming Mayfield's probably going to make a stupid throw or two at some point in the game, and that'll cut a drive short, etc. Plus, do the Browns even have a kicker? No. So you have a couple of factors to put in there. All right, no, I'm sorry. Did the Bengals?
Right, the Bengals missed that kick.
Yeah, well, he's also injured, so you don't know.
Oh, that's right. He pulled a hammy on that. Bullock pulled a hamstring.
Yes, I don't even know if he's going to play. So they might have no kicker, which
that really sucks because Bullock he had a good day. He
wasn't. He actually didn't fake the injury after he missed. He grabbed it immediately.
No, I know. No. He was 2 for 2. He had a 50-yarder, made his extra point.
Yeah, but it wasn't even a matter of he missed and then he's like, "Oh, my leg." No, he just looked the ball. He completely got injured.
He literally injured himself kicking the ball. No, I totally agree.
Yeah, but in terms of the actual just game itself, I'm not thrilled about it, but I kind of have to lean Cincinnati, right?
Okay.
It's just a matter of Cleveland in week 1. I get that they were playing against a great team. I understand that. I don't know how I can lay 6 with the Browns.
Okay.
I can't see it. It's just one of these things where could the Browns win easily? Yes. Is there a chance that they underachieve, and is that most likely going to happen? Probably. So I'll lean to the Bengals plus the points.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, they're gonna be able to run, I think, a little bit on the Cincinnati defense. Like I said, the Cincinnati defense didn't do a horrible job.
No, they were fine. Then again, you have to wonder about Tyrod Taylor and how he never really is a threat to throw the ball downfield. But yeah, I thought the Bengals defense held pretty well. At no point was I looking at the Bengals defense saying, "Wow, this unit's terrible." It seems serviceable. I think that might be good enough to lose the game by 3.
Eckler went 19 carries for 84 yards. Kelly added 12 carries for 60 yards. So they're averaging between the two of them there. That's 31 for 144. So they're somewhere in the neighborhood 4.5 yards a carry. Not great, but I think they're. I think this is a Cleveland team that's going to just methodically run the ball down the field with Hunt.
I think it's possible, but I think that means you're looking at fewer points, which means that the underdog with +6 isn't really a bad look there.
No, I don't disagree with that. I just like the under here a little bit better. And,
That's fair.
again,
Especially on Thursday night on the short week. I know that in the past it's been a hideous showcase of football.
yeah, it has. I'm sure early in the season with no crowd with two terrible teams is going to be great. So
Now, I wanted to know about your thoughts on a prop here because I know that sometimes we throw in some player props.
all right, what do you got?
It's a dangerous one, but I'm looking at Odell, and I'm looking at over 59.5 receiving yards at -110 on FanDuel. Now, I know that Odell has been a disaster ever since he got to Cleveland, and I'm aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
I also am aware in week 1 he only had 3 catches for 22 yards. Having said that,
10 targets.
he did have 10 targets.
Yeah.
And I know that Jarvis Landry might not play because he's banged up. It's a short week. He might play, but even if he does, he's going to be nowhere near 100%. I don't think Landry's going to play.
And Njoku's out.
And Njoku's out as well.
Yeah.
Do you think that, at least for a number perspective, Odell will get enough targets to potentially go over? Because he had 10 in week 1. I'm aware game flow definitely benefited because they lost by 30-something. So I'm aware that played a factor. Sure. But you have 2 of the people potentially taking away touches not playing or most likely not playing.
How many yards? 50?
59.5.
So 60? I got to think so. Yeah.
I got to think so, too, because they got nobody else to throw the ball to.
You got any juice on the over?
No, it's -110.
Yeah, I play that. I think that's
it's tricky because Odell's been very underwhelming with Cleveland, but for a spot perspective, I don't think Cincinnati has many great corners.
I mean, he could have 5 catches for 62 yards. That's still a shitty day.
But you still win.
But you win your prop, yeah.
Correct. I just think that line's too low for me.
Agreed, especially with Njoku out. Landry.
I don't think Landry's going to play because he didn't practice yesterday either. I think you can find out today if Landry does not practice, he'll probably not play.
Yeah, that's the hard thing. I don't want to give us.
I'd wait to find out if Landry's going to play or not. If Landry's not playing, I got to assume they're going to force feed Odell.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm not trying to give us an out here, but it is a little tricky to handicap games before Wednesday injury report comes out.
Well, I included Landry's injury as one of the reasons why, so that's why I'm saying I wouldn't take it now. But if Landry's not going to play, I'd keep an eye on that receiving yards total. I don't hate that prop even with Landry in there. I agree because Landry will be 100%.
10 targets with Landry. Of course, like you said, they're playing from behind. So, but it still didn't stop them from running the ball 27 times. So
yeah, just a matter of Landry's another mouth to feed, and if he's not playing, then Odell, if he doesn't have any targets in the first 3 drives, he's yelling at the entire coaching staff.
I know.
So, which of course makes him not the greatest teammate, but from a player prop perspective, it makes him a decent option there.
Yeah,
but
I like that. If you wanted to be extra safe, yeah, definitely check Landry's status and see what the injury report looks at.
Yeah, I'm going to wait until I find out if Landry's playing or not. I think if he doesn't practice today on Wednesday, I don't think he's going to play. So I'd lean to the over. But I think that number's a bit too low.
All right, good enough. I think it's a solid prop indeed. So there you go. That's our thoughts on the NFL. Our first.
Would you have any thoughts on the side? I know you prefer the total. I'm assuming you're also leading Cincinnati.
I do have thoughts on the side. That is a.
It's going to be a premium.
Yep, that is going to be a premium play for me.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot that. Okay, my bad.
But I will tell you this, Scott. I like. It was a very tough call for me. Which one I liked better? Which one to make a premium? Which one to make just a standard play? I like both of those plays quite a bit. The under I think is a very, very solid play.
Okay.
And you were definitely on the side of Cincinnati in this one, just from the general principle. It's hard to lay 6 points.
I can't say definitely, but yes, realistically, I think 6 is too many points for any Browns team. And I'm curious if Landry does not play. I know receivers don't mean much to the line move or to the line itself.
Yep.
I got to assume if Landry's out, this one will probably drop to 5.5 or 5, right?
It's tough to push off a 6, but yeah, I think
it's tough to push off a 6. But then again, you have to wonder, with the public betting pretty much obviously the only football game on the card on Thursday. I know the Browns opened up roughly 7.5 or 7, so it already crossed over a key number. I got to assume that money's not going to come in late on Cleveland if their starting tight end and their second best wide receiver are both out for the game. I just don't see that happening.
And right now, it's juice. It's juice to Cincinnati at -113.
I got to assume it's going to close at around 5.5. So I think you're getting a decent. At least in my opinion, because I think Landry's not going to play, and I don't see late buying on Cleveland if Landry's not playing.
I also see no reason to pull the trigger on this bet today.
Correct.
Definitely watch the line move.
We're waiting for injury reports, but I only mentioned the Odell thing with Landry because if Landry is officially out, I think that Odell should be in a prime spot to go over.
I will say this: if you like the Bengals, jump it today. If you like the Browns, wait.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I'll say that because that's a big deal. That half point from 5.5 to 6, obviously. So.
That might sound like a dumb question, but I kind of have to ask it. You have a Heisman Trophy candidate on one side, and you have a Heisman Trophy candidate on the other. One of them's played for a couple seasons. One of them's only played for one game.
Candidate winner, Scott. Winner, not a candidate.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Whatever.
Yeah.
Which quarterback do you trust more?
Joe Burrow.
I have to ask.
It's so sad. At this point,
it was a winner. But yes, they both had a lot of success in college. Burrow's played one game, almost led his team to a game-winning drive. Probably should have won his team to a game-winning drive because that push-off was very questionable.
For perfect timing with A.J. Green.
What moment has Baker had in his first, 3 years? 2.5?
Oh, I know there's been a couple. I could picture him running.
I remember him coming in on Thursday night and beating the Jets on Thursday Night Football.
I remember him running down the field, windmilling his arms ridiculously a couple of times. So, I mean, I know there have been moments, but I guess maybe that when they won their first game in 17 years or whatever.
I'm just saying, it's a weird situation where Burrow's only played in one game, but I have a lot more faith in Burrow controlling the ball.
Well, yeah.
Than Mayfield's decision-making. I think Mayfield's decision-making.
We have a pretty good body of evidence from Mayfield that he's maybe a little bit overmatched in this league.
He's got the decision-making skills of Brett Favre, but he doesn't have the arm talent.
Okay, good. Yeah, good enough. That's legit. All right. Well, you know what? This is probably not going to be. I'm not going to be as interested in this.
I'm just saying. I don't know. Is that a bad question? Because I had to bring it up. Is that a bad question that you might actually be trusting Joe Burrow more in this spot because Mayfield has proven time and time again he just might not be that good?
I don't even think it's a hot take. I think that's legit. That's
the hot take is Burrow's only played one game, but yeah.
That's right. But
I don't know. It's just a thought I had to ask, and I'm kind of curious what people think.
You know what? That's a damn fine defense for saying it for the Chargers. There is nothing wrong.
That secondary is very good. Even without Derwin James, you got pretty good corners over there.
Yeah, you have
over there.
You have terrific pillars as far as your pass rush goes.
Yeah, Melvin Ingram
and Joey Bosa.
Yeah, Bengals hung around.
Yeah, they absolutely did. They gave them everything they wanted. Like I said, should have had the win. Should have at least had the overtime. They missed a chip shot field goal, missed basically an extra point field goal.
I'm just going to ask you. I know that it's not a premium. It's not the premium thing, but just a question.
Yes.
Would it shock you if Cincinnati won?
No, it would not. In these games, in any game in the AFC North that doesn't involve Baltimore, anyone winning doesn't shock me.
That's fair.
No, these especially these two teams, and it seems like
just for the record, I'm not telling you to take Cincinnati on the money line. I'm just asking a question because. And at least in my opinion, I think the Browns are a little bit overvalued in this spot because they showed me absolutely nothing in week 1. But I know you can't talk about that. So.
I would think most teams that lose by 32 the previous weeks aren't 6-point favorites the next week.
That's how I would feel.
I would think that would be a fairly unusual occurrence in the NFL.
I'd assume as much. But,
all right.
But yeah. Oh well.
There you go. So we'll be back here in a couple of days and do our full NFL show, but that's just a little taste, a little soupçon, if you will, for the Thursday night action. I got to be honest, I'm not going to enjoy it as much as I enjoyed last Thursday night's game, no matter who wins.
I have AJ Green and Joe Mixon on my fantasy team, so I'm required to pay attention to this.
I did have AJ Green on my fantasy team, well, I still do, and that was a double heartbreaking non-catch for me there.
I actually thought Green looked good though.
He did, and he's still healthy. He's gonna play again, so that's what I'm excited about.
He's a good fantasy player this year.
All right, guys. So there you have it. Oh, Scott, you know what I wanted to talk about a little bit? We didn't talk about it at all. Is the Big Ten coming back?
Oh, that's right.
Your Wisconsin Badgers going to play a little football starting in October. You excited?
Yeah, I'm so excited to not be in school there anymore. It's gonna be weird how you're gonna have the virtual students in the crowd because nobody's gonna be at the actual damn campus.
Right.
It should be interesting. I'm kind of not sure how fans are going to work out because UW-Madison kind of shut everything down already because of Greek life and everything with COVID cases. So, yeah, they're bringing back football, but apparently they canceled spring break because people can't stop controlling themselves for COVID. So, it seems like it's a bit of a double standard. But, yeah, we got football. I'm happy about it. How do I feel about it? I'm happy because Wisconsin is projected to be roughly a top 10 team in the country, so they should be very good. Do I think it's going to matter? No, because they can't beat Ohio State. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it should be fun. But at the end of the day, I kind of just hope that there isn't a COVID outbreak in the middle, which could derail the entire season.
Very good.
Back with Georgia Southern, they were missing 30-something people in week 1. They almost lost to Campbell as 29-point favorites.
Yeah, I know. That was
If people are going, oh, Georgia Southern, they're terrible. I'm like, you realize that half their team couldn't play.
Yeah, that was a brutal. And I looked at that game because I like Georgia Southern because, man,
From a spot perspective, I think you had to lean Campbell there because half the team wasn't there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, once game time rolled around, you find out they're missing 31 guys. You're like, yeah, you gotta back the Camels there. But this is a Georgia Southern team that's a sneaky good team. They run the ball, and then when they don't know what to do, they run the ball.
It's all about if Worf can stay healthy because I bet on them when he got injured and the backup quarterback was not good.
No, it's all about running that triple option.
I'm also not a fan of the coach. I think the coach is an imbecile when it comes to time management. So, that's from personal experience. But
there you go, and that's a deep dive for another show as we talk about this.
Deep dive, yeah. But overall, I'm happy that there's more college football. You know that I love college football; it's my favorite sport.
Yep.
So I am thrilled about it, and hopefully the Big Ten delivers with a solid product.
All right, we'll see what happens. Stay tuned on that, everybody, and hey, stay tuned on Today in Sports Betting. We appreciate you joining us. Don't forget to check out winnersandwhiners.com for deep dives into every game, every single day. NFL, college football, MLB playoffs going to be right around the corner here. NBA is in full throat action as far as their playoffs go. So conference finals going on. So a lot of things happening. NHL, our Islanders won last night, Scott. They're still breathing.
Hanging around.
A lot of things happen. If you can't keep up, you can't cap every game. Hey, winners and whiners, we got you covered. Make sure you check over there and check out what our handicappers have to say. All right. So for myself, for Scott Reichel, for all of us over here at Winners and Whiners, we appreciate you stopping by to watch the show on Today in Sports Betting. We'll see you next time. All right. Bye-bye.